Hello, my viewers. Welcome to Experience Abroad. As always, here in Experience Abroad, we get to hear experiences from Kenyans who have excelled abroad. And today we have a special guest in the house. He's the managing director of Upstack America. He's a young and vibrant man, and we would like to know how he got where he is. We would like to hear his journey and experiences. He has started a program that he's giving back to the society back home that is called Kenya Airlift Program, where the qualified candidates are airlifted to America, and he's going to tell us more about the qualifications and requirements. So stay tuned. And if you're watching for the first time, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I post the next video. Thank you so much to all returning viewers. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate your feedback. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome our guest. I would like him to introduce himself, tell us where he was born, where he comes from, and how was his journey growing up.
All right. So thank you so much, Christine, for giving me the giving me the opportunity to be on your platform. Now, for those who don't know me, my name is Bob Mwiti. I live in the U.S. I live in the state of Florida, in a city called Tampa. Now, I've been in the U.S. for about 11 years now. I came to the U.S., I think almost 12 now. I came to the U.S. in 2009, and I came here as a master's student. I grew up in Kenya. I grew up in a place called Meru on the eastern slopes of Mount Kenya. I grew up in a typical village family. I grew up with my grandparents. I went to the local public primary school. It's called Gikumene Primary School. Where I did my KCPE in 1997, passed well. I got admitted to Nairobi School, but unfortunately I couldn't go to Nairobi School because of, money issues, because we are a typical village family with not much, in terms of financial ability. And my grandparents, because I grew up with my grandparents, my parents really, I was born out of, by teenage parents. So all along, I just lived with my grandparents, so they could not really afford taking me to a school that I wanted to go. But they ended up finding me a school in Meru called Nkobo High School, very good school around Mount Kenya region. And that's why I did my KCSE in 2001. I scored a B+, and I was admitted to University of Nairobi for a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics at Chiromo campus. I stayed there for a couple of months. We had a lecturer's strike. Then I decided to move. I went to Strathmore University, and that's really where I completed my undergraduate. I did Strathmore. I shifted into Bachelor of Commerce degree into accounting and finance. I also did a few ACCA. ACCA is more like CPA certifications, for accountants, but this one is based out of the UK. So I did a few of those. Then I graduated in 2008, and from then on, I worked for a few months at Equity Bank as a teller. Then now I transitioned. I decided to come to the US for my master's.
Awesome. What a story. I'm always amazed when I hear such a story of resilience. And to all our viewers out there, everything is possible. Hearing about your story, how you came from such a humble background. You couldn't even afford to attend the school that you had been admitted to. For those who don't understand our Kenyan system, there are some schools that are more expensive than others, and our guest today had to go to a cheaper school just because he couldn't afford to attend that good school. But he still bet all odds and found his way up. So Bob, are you able to tell us a little bit about your journey to America? I mean, how did you find your way there?
Well, actually, before I got here in 2009, I had tried to get out of Kenya for quite a long time. After I did my KCSE in 2001, by that time my dad was in the UK, and he had already started introducing me into that idea of leaving Kenya and going to the UK. Initially, I wanted to go to the UK. Yes. But the visa was a problem. So I tried visa 2001, 2002, I think 2003, and then again 2004. And it was like I couldn't get the visa. All the time I got denied. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna try to go to the US now that I couldn't make it to the UK. Yeah, and so before I graduated, I started looking into coming to the US for my master's, and luckily, when I applied for the US the 5th time to try to get a visa, I was approved, and that's how I ended up here in the US as a master's student. I came to a school called Indiana University of Pennsylvania. It's located in Indiana City. I know there's an Indiana State to a lot of people, but they never heard about Indiana City. Yeah, it's a small city in the state of Pennsylvania. That's where that school is located, and that's where I went for my master's. I came to do MBA in professional accountancy.
Wow. Here in Experience Abroad, we say, never give up on your dream no matter what. And it doesn't matter how many times you are denied that visa. Try again. Today we have heard from the horse's mouth. He was denied his visa 4 times, but he kept trying. He didn't give up, and he got it the 5th time. We like telling them about life abroad, just like it is. And most of people out there, they think that life abroad is easy, and it all takes getting a visa, and that's it. Your life changes when you move abroad. Bob, are you able to tell us your journey when you got to America, away from home, bills to pay? How was it like?
Great. Yeah, so I came, like I said, I came as a master's student. Then now, once I graduated from school, I had to figure out how to transition now from being a student on a student visa to someone who wanted to work here on a work visa. Okay. And like you said, a lot of people out there, they really want to come to the US or Canada, all these first world countries, but they don't really know exactly what it takes now to actually succeed in those countries. Okay, coming is it's kind of like easy actually to come, but now once you're here, how do you now make sure that you are successful? And that's where a lot of people find it. It's a challenge to so many people. And even for me, it was a big challenge for me because when I graduated from school, I could not find a job. Okay, I wanted to stay here long term. Okay, remember I had come here as a master's student. I knew I was smart, but I also wanted to stay here long term. I didn't want to go back immediately. And that's really what most people, especially those who come as students here, they want to come here, spend a lot of money here, going to school, and then live and work here. But now the problem was I wanted to stay here, but I actually didn't have the skills that could enable me get the work authorization for me to live and work here in the US. Okay, now back in Kenya, I had done a Bachelor of Commerce degree in accounting and finance. I had come here for my MBA. And back in Kenya, I had worked for about 6 months at Equity Bank as a teller. So I didn't really have a lot of skills that could attract any employer out there to employ me and sponsor me to live and work here. One thing that someone needs to understand is, when you come here in the US as an international student and you want to live and work here once you graduate from school, you have to find an employer willing to sponsor you to live here and work here. Okay, you can't just start working. All right, once you graduate from school, you are given a 1-year work authorization if you came for a general program, like for example an MBA. But if you come for a program which is like a STEM, STEM means science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Those kind of programs, you get up to 3 years of work authorization. But even within that time, you must now find a company that can really sponsor you for you to live and work here long term, past the 1 year, past the 3 years, So it was very hard because now for you to find these employers, you have to have skills that they need, skills that are needed in the job market here in the US. And these are mostly skills that Americans don't have. Okay, now here, I had an MBA, I had a Bachelor of Commerce degree, I used to work as a teller. Those kind of skills, I only had academic skills. Then my job skills was basically as a teller. For you to work as a teller, you don't need a master's degree.
Yeah, that's done most of the time, even by students.
Exactly. Teller jobs are for people who just graduated from high school, So it was very hard for me to find an employer who was willing to sponsor me because I really didn't have the skills. Okay, so now what I did was, because I couldn't really find anything, I actually had to extend school by 1 semester. I was supposed to graduate. I came here in 2009. I was supposed to graduate in December 2010. But actually, I had to extend school by 1 semester, and I graduated in May of 2011. Just to give myself time to figure things out, because I realized if I graduated in 2010 and I didn't have anything, then probably I might end up not, being able to find anything. And, if you don't find anything, then you are staying in the country illegally. You understand? So, and these are some of the things that a lot of people really don't know when they're coming here, So I had to extend school by 1 semester, and that gave me enough time now to figure things out. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the good thing about me is that I'm a very inquisitive person. I look around. I don't just sit there and wait for some magic to happen, and start complaining, oh, this is not happening to me and all that. So I started seeing a trend. Asian students, mostly Indian students, were graduating. The same guys that you are supposed to graduate with that December, they graduated. They didn't go back to India. They stayed around. And I started hearing they have jobs, I don't know where, very good jobs as business analysts, as systems analysts, as QA testers, like all of them. And me, I was here struggling without any job. I couldn't even find an internship. And even all the Kenyan students that I knew, we're not many of us there. We're not many of Africans in that school. But the ones that I knew, none of them had such a job, All of us were struggling. So I was like, how come these guys are getting good jobs and yet me, I'm struggling? We in the same class, we did MBA. They even graduated already. Me, I had to extend school trying to find even internship that I couldn't find. And I'm like, what are they doing differently that we are not doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So I started asking questions. So I started approaching them because I had a few of them that were my friends. I started asking them, how now do I manage to get a job? Because I'm seeing these guys, are getting jobs and all that, and they are now working good jobs. And they told me, you need to have skills that Americans don't have.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, if you are able to get into the tech industry as a consultant, you'll be able to get sponsored by companies. There's a lot of companies out there that are looking for people with the right skills for them to sponsor, to sponsor them so that you can stay here. You just need to have that skill that most Americans don't have.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so what do I need to do? They told me, hey, you know what? There's a lot of consulting companies out there that do these kind of trainings. All you need to do is get trained on any technology out there. And then after that, they'll find you jobs. There's so many jobs in the market, and you're gonna be able to stay here. I was like, okay. So that's what I did. now I started looking for companies that could sponsor me. Some of them, they told me where to find those companies. And luckily, I was able to find one company that was willing to take me on board. That company was located in Chicago. So I had to travel. By that time, I was living in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And so I had to travel now because the training was for about 6 months. It was an Oracle Financials training. So basically, they were training us to implement Oracle system. Oracle is one of those big complex systems that companies use to record their day-to-day transactions. Okay. Yeah. For example, recording revenue, expenses, and things like those. Okay. So this kind of training needed me to be in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay. To stay there, so they book you. They get you an apartment with other guys who are being trained, mostly students. They used to get students, mostly international students from India.
Yes.
Okay. They put you in an apartment. Okay. You stay there in one apartment, no bed, nothing.
Wow. Oh my God.
So you're like 10 guys in a 1-bedroom apartment, all of you guys sleeping on the floor. Okay.
Oh my God.
and now they have an office somewhere where you go for the training during the day, and then you come in the evening, you stay in the apartment. So that's what I did. So I went for that training. It was about 6 months. I stayed there in Chicago for 6 months. Yeah. I'm telling you, me even going to Chicago, I didn't have the money. I actually had to borrow my friend living in Canada some money to enable me drive all the way to Chicago because I had nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't have a job. I was really, really struggling. So I borrowed and I told her, you know what? I'm going to give you this money back because I know I'll get a job. I just need to go for some training somewhere.
Yeah.
And she believed in me and she gave me some money. That's how I was able to get to Chicago. So I go there. I started training, sleeping on the floor, nothing fancy there. It's just an apartment, apartment with no furnishing, nothing. Yeah. So, but also I usually say like it was really one of my best times, I believe, around that time, because you see, there was that, I was still hoping that we're going to get a job because when I went to that training, there was other students who are almost like getting done with the training. We could see they're finishing training and then they're getting jobs. So we could actually see something happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And all of us, you are there, and all these guys, smart guys all of them from college, and a few of them also from the same university that I had gone to. Okay. Those who had referred me to that company. And all of us, they are just training and just having good time. So it was really a good time. We were just, we didn't have anything else to do, just to train. So I finished the training around December of 2011. And in January of 2012, I got a job as an Oracle systems analyst.
Wow.
Okay. Yes. So I got this job where I didn't come from any tech background. Like, I don't know any coding. I can't write even one single line of code up to today. Right? Oh. Yeah. So because I like highlighting this because a lot of people out there, I find a lot of our people, we don't embrace IT that much.
Yes.
Because a lot of us think that IT is for people who know how to code, I don't know how to code. And whatever I was trained on is basically implementing that system without having to do any coding.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of IT jobs that pay amazingly well that don't require you to know how to code. For example, you can work as a business analyst, you can work as a systems analyst, you can also work as a project manager. These kind of roles or these kind of jobs, they don't require anybody to know how to code. You just need to know business processes. You need to know how to implement projects from a front-end perspective. And that's it. And you actually get paid more than those guys who are behind the scenes doing the coding work.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I got the job as an Oracle systems analyst. My first job was in Kansas City implementing a project for one of that company's clients over there. I worked there. Then later on now, I changed my company and then I moved to Florida. I got a better job that was paying well.
Yeah.
And I stayed now. I've been in Florida in Tampa for since 2013 up to now. So I worked in the industry, in the tech industry, for about 5 years.
Yes.
From 2012 to about 2017.
Yes.
Then I quit.
Okay, let's stop there. Let's stop there. Wow, that's
Yeah.
a journey. Oh my God. When I hear about sleeping in an apartment that is not furnished,
Yes.
you know, and when you think of the way we take, we think of abroad from back home. When you tell
Yeah.
somebody in Kenya that you can be in America and still sleep
On
on
the
the
floor.
floor just to chase that dream that you have.
I'm telling you, like that apartment even had a lot of bed bugs. You see,
Yes.
me, I had never seen a bed bug until I came to the America.
Me
I
too.
tell people those things and they're like, "What?" I had
I'll
never
say
slept
that.
on the floor until I came to the US.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Bob, I'm really amazed by the journey that you have come this far. You are truly an inspiration to many people out there, and I would call you a role model. And probably you can tell us a little bit about how you managed to become a managing director of your own company, an employer at such a young age.
All right, good. So I told you, like, I worked from 2012 to around 2017. By 2017, that's when I had gotten my green card.
Yes.
And I got my immigration papers through employment. So because I had skills that Americans don't have, so I was able, the company that had gotten me the job, they were able to sponsor me now, and I was able to work. So I got a work authorization called H-1B visa, which is basically a work visa for skilled immigrants.
Yes.
I worked on that visa for a few years, and then after that, the same company now sponsored me for an employment-based green card, basically for me to be a permanent resident here in the US. Okay.
Yeah.
The US government gives about 85,000 H-1B visas every year for people who have skills, okay? And 140,000 employment-based green cards for people who have skills that most Americans don't have. And I was one of those people who are lucky to get that, okay, for that year, for the year that I applied.
Yeah.
Now, so me, I'm a very entrepreneurial kind of a person. So it's not like I don't like working for someone.
Yeah.
And all along, between 2012 to 2017, I was just waiting for my green card to be ready for me to be able to work. Because here in the US, you can't really have your own company and work for your company, and then at the same time you are working for another company. That H-1B visa has limitations. You can only work for one employer at any given time.
Yes.
If you start your own company, you have to be a passive, owner of the company. I didn't want that. I wanted to be in a situation where I'm actually actively working for my own company. So I was like, let me just wait until I get my green card, because a green card doesn't have any limitations. You can work for anyone. You can decide not to work. You know, the other visa, even if you're not working, you have to go back. Like, you have to be constantly working.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So I got my green card in 2017. So once I got it, I registered my company.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I need to get into IT consulting. But before then, I had actually started doing things on the side as a side hustle. So what I used to do, I'm one of those people who like helping a lot. If I see, for example, someone with someone who I feel like they are smart, I'm always willing to help them out. So, I started telling people, like, you know what, I got into the IT industry like this, you can actually get in, you can be trained, and I decided to start, rather than sending these guys to where I went for the training, I was like, you see, I've been trained already, I'm working, I can actually start training myself.
Yeah.
So I started doing some training on the side, here and there.
Wow.
I'll do it for like months and months, and then actually I'll, after that, I will try and find jobs for people. And I was like, I can actually now, once I got my green card, I was like, I can actually start this thing as a company, not just doing it as a side hustle, you know.
Yeah.
And that's really how I started this company. So in 2017, I registered the company. I started training people. Initially, we started training on Oracle system, basically the same system that I used to work on. And then now we started growing, you know, slowly, until now we started offering other training programs. We have about 4 of them right now.
Yeah.
And later on also I started thinking of how could I help now people who are smart back home.
Yeah.
And they want to come to the US like me as an international student, but they don't have the means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't have the means of coming here. It's very, very expensive to study here. Okay.
Yes.
And also because of the fact that I faced a lot of challenge, you know, once I graduated from school, trying to figure out how to get into the corporate world.
Yes.
I was like, there must be a lot of other smart people from our community who struggle with the same problem.
Yeah.
They are not able, they come here as international students, but they are not able to transition into corporate world where they are making good money.
Yeah.
Okay. So I figured that this is a problem that needs to be solved. And I also did my own research and found out that we have quite a big chunk of our people that actually do not have the right immigration documents.
Yes.
Okay. And most of these people, they actually came to the US as international students.
Yes.
So meaning there is a problem. A lot of those people who are coming to the US as international students, they are not able to transition smoothly and get good jobs in corporate America and also get immigration papers. You know, even you in Canada, you know that immigration papers is a big deal. Someone who is in Kenya, they don't know about these things until they land here.
Yeah.
Someone who is in Africa, they don't know about these things until they land here. And it's a thing. Me, I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. When I was in Kenya, I was just happy that I had gotten the visa and I didn't want to go back to Kenya. But if you told me, how would I now be able to transition from being a student to work and live here? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So that's why now I started thinking of coming up with something that would address those 3 things. 1, issue of funding to come and study here. 2, issue of good jobs in corporate America. A lot of our people, by the way, it's only that, you know, people back home, they don't know these things. They think people here make a lot of money. As much as, you see, I usually tell people this. If you compare what we make with what other people are making back home, the people that we left back home, then of course we are making a lot of money because you're comparing someone who is in the US or Canada against someone who is in Kenya or somewhere in Africa. But what I always encourage people to do is compare ourselves with other immigrants.
Yes.
How are we doing? For example, Christine, if you look around, I think even in Canada, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
The immigrants who make really good money, they are usually Indians.
They are Indians in Canada.
Yes.
They make a lot of money here.
They make a lot of money.
Yes.
If you go to the nice neighborhoods, the only immigrants you'll find there, other than the white Americans, the only people you'll find there, it's usually Indians. Why?
You're right.
They're in the careers that make money.
Yeah.
Tech industry, you'll find out that 70 to 80% of people who work in the tech industry as consultants, they're usually Indians.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, I always try to tell people this. When it comes to, like, for example, IT is very broad.
Yes.
There's areas within IT that actually don't pay well. As much as we say, oh, IT pays well. No, it's not everything in IT.
You're right.
There are some, for example, if you're working as someone who is fixing, let's say when a computer is broken within an organization, in an IT job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that job doesn't really pay you well.
Yeah.
When I talk about high income jobs or skills, I mean where you're working as a consultant trying to solve very complex business problems.
Yes.
That's why you get paid good money. And that's really what I used to do. And that's what most that's what most Indians do.
Yeah.
Okay. They work those jobs that require you to use your brains to solve complex problems.
Yeah.
And that's where they get paid good money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So having known that, I was like, a lot of our people need to know about these jobs and how to really get into corporate world and get paid good money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really why now I try to form that program to address those issues. And of course, issue of papers, because now the fact that I got my papers through employment, I was like, you know what? Because a lot of our people are struggling with papers.
Yeah.
There must be so many of them who would really want to get papers the same way that I got them. And that was another reason why I formed that program, to bring brilliant students who want to come and study here in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. I know so many big dreams comes with challenges. What are some of the challenges that you have faced in this industry? And I always ask these questions so that when our viewers faces challenges in their journey, they are encouraged not to give up. What are some of the challenges that you have faced in your journey?
Okay, good. Yeah, so for us now to be able to really address that issue of good jobs in corporate America and also immigration papers for those who are coming to the US as international students, we had to do something. Like, we have to come up with a way of actually fixing that problem. The problem is there. No one likes talking about it. We're always complaining, oh, you know what, we are not. A lot of our people actually, you know what, we are one of the most highly educated groups of immigrants, but we don't make that much money. The money that we make doesn't reflect what we have in our brains. Like, we are smart and all, but we are not really making good money. By the way, Indians make about $100,000 per year as median household income.
Oh, yeah.
On the other hand, our best performing groups of immigrants is usually Nigerians.
Yeah.
They make around 60,000.
Yes.
So can you see the gap?
Yeah.
These guys, they are making 100,000, and us, yes, a huge gap. Our best performing group of immigrants is Nigerians making about 60,000.
Yeah.
As Kenyans, you're not even close. As Kenyans, I think we make around 50, maybe even less than that.
Yeah.
Okay, and people back home think we are making money. We are not making money.
Yeah, no.
You guys are comparing us with you back home.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to address this problem, because I see a lot of our people, honestly, you know, some of these things we don't talk about them.
Yeah.
A lot of our people, they are working with in warehouses, and these are people who came from Kenya. They have degrees. Someone who probably be in Kenya, they used to be a manager somewhere in a bank.
Yes.
And I'm like, why sometimes we have to do this? Like, at least, you know, like, we need to figure this thing out. Like, you know, don't do these kind of jobs, because they're not gonna pay you a lot of money. You're gonna be paid, let's say, for example, $15.
Yeah.
And you keep on, you know, working so many hours for you even to make enough money to help you. Why don't you get a skill that is high income skill?
Thank you. You're addressing one of an issue that I've really been trying to address personally. Yes. I don't understand why someone should relocate to maybe US, Canada, and you are getting, you had a good job, you are working in corporate, you are working in, you know, so many other fields, and you get that good job. Yeah. And then you transit into something that you cannot do if you are in Kenya.
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Yeah. The job that a lot of our people are doing, it's a job that they can't do back home.
Yeah.
And these are people actually with brains. Like, these are people who have degrees. They used to be managers back home.
Exactly.
You know, you will never find an Indian come here, okay, and do the kind of jobs that you normally do here.
Yes.
Because then they know where the money is. They'll come here, they'll get trained, they get all these skills that are needed, and they'll go in there and start working.
I keep telling people, even here in Canada, they know I talk about this all the time. If you cannot work in a warehouse in Kenya, don't work in a warehouse here.
Exactly. You know? Me, that's why I always try to tell people, like, come on. I mean, I feel bad when I see people actually struggling to make money here in America, and you're smart.
Yeah.
You're someone with a degree.
Yes.
Why? Why? And that's why I always like highlighting the fact that IT is not just about coding. Me,
Yes.
I don't know how to code. Honestly, I don't. I
Yes.
can't write even one single line of code.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a very, very successful IT consultant. Now running my own IT consulting company.
Yes.
Okay. IT pays amazingly well, man. I tell people, like,
Yes.
me, when before I left my job, I was making around 100, almost close to 150. My salary was around 100 and my salary was 135,000 a year.
That's a lot of money. That's where money is.
It's a lot of money. You can do, I mean, that kind of money, you don't have to keep on waiting for the next paycheck.
Yes.
Yes. And this is, I was making this money, having worked in the industry for about only 5 years. Me, I started making a 6-figure salary 1 year after I graduated from school.
Yeah.
1 year after I graduated from school.
Yeah.
And it's because I was trained on a high income scale.
Yes.
That's why I always tell people, get trained on a high income scale. You don't have to know any coding. There's a lot of IT jobs out there, project management, business analyst, systems analyst. You don't need to know any coding.
Yeah.
For you to make money. In fact, actually, a business analyst will make a very good, more money than even a developer.
Yeah.
Because a business analyst is basically the one who is, it's like a middleman. They are working with the business. They understand business processes. They are the ones who are gathering the requirements, and then
they are the owners,
the developers. Yes.
They are the project owners. Yeah. I
try to tell people these things, man, and I feel bad when I see people not making money. And having been in the industry, I think also, I think a lot of our people also, when they hear like someone making a 6-figure salary, and that's why I always like talking about even what I used to make those days. Yeah. Okay. It's not because I'm bragging. Okay. No. It's because I want to show someone that you can actually make good money. Yes. Okay. You can make good money. When we start talking about like 6-figure salary, to a lot of people, it feels like that's not really for me. It's for someone else. You understand? Like they have that limiting beliefs that they can't really make a 6-figure salary. Yeah. And honestly, being working in the healthcare industry as a nurse, you can't make 6 figures. It's impossible unless you're working like double shifts. 6 figures in the IT industry, you're gonna make that. You don't have to work overtime. You're working Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Yeah. You have time with your family, everything. Yeah. No shift, nothing. Nothing, no double shifts, nothing. You're not working 100 hours anyway. You're only working 40 hours a week and you're making a 6-figure salary. Exactly. That's how it is. Me, I always tell people, even look around, even like, for example, like the Asians, Indians, you really find the Indians being nurses. I mean, these guys, they know where the money is. Never. You never find them being a nurse. Never. They will be the doctor, or they will be, those guys who are making more money. They will never be nurses. Yeah. So why? It's because that's where the money is, where they are. Me, I always tell people this, right? If you go to an organization and you find Indians going to a different department, you need to start thinking of working in that department. Seriously. Yeah. Me, I've observed them. I'm telling you, if you see them somewhere, within an organization, they are going to some department somewhere. That's where you need to be. Yes. Yes. Don't be anywhere else. Yeah. Because I understand all these things you're saying, because in my engineering class, I was, and I'm a continuing student. Yes. When I registered first, I was one African. Yes. And like 98% were Indians. Yes. All of them are in Kenya. I'm telling you, even like the programs that we are bringing students to from Kenya to come and study here because they are coming to do IT masters. Yeah. Those classes, because those are like data science, analytics. Yeah. It's Indians who are in those classes. Yeah. Indians, even the Americans, they are not there. Indians. Yes. Indians. Because they know there is money there. Yes. Yes. Indian will come here, they'll be making money, all of them, they come here, you start hearing, even you bring your wife, you bring your kids, they start working the same. All of them making good money, man. I tell people like You need to start looking. Don't listen to what everybody else is telling you within our community, especially once you come here.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people who have been stuck in jobs that don't really pay them well.
Yeah.
For so many years, they can't do anything. They can't do anything. Anyways, so you asked me about the challenges that we've been facing. Now, what we do in our program now to fix the problem of the problem of good jobs in corporate America. Okay. We do, as a company, we do IT training programs. I said that, right? We train people on IT job skills. We have training programs on robotics, process automation. We have training programs on data science, on artificial intelligence and machine learning. For robotics process automation, we have a training programs on for you to become a business analyst, and also we have another program for you to become a developer. That one you have to have like coding background, you know. And also we still also have our Oracle Financials training program. So these are job skills. These are training on job skills. These are not academic. These are job skills. This is basically like the same training that I went through that helped me get into the tech industry as a consultant. And also what we do, we help people get good jobs in the corporate world, jobs that pay them well. Okay.
Wow. I know there are many people who are watching us from Kenya, and I always get a lot of feedback when I do my videos, and some of my viewers are always telling me, we would like to hear about this program, we would like to know about this. And Kenya Airlift program is one of those programs that people have been asking about. Are you able to tell us a little bit about Kenya Airlift program?
What we are doing in the Kenya Airlift program is that we bring brilliant students who want to come and study IT-related master's programs here in the US. We source for their funding in terms of graduate assistantship awards and unsecured international student loans. Now, graduate assistantship award is basically an arrangement where the school pays part of full tuition fees for you. And then also they give you a job to work with some of the professors, where they also pay you a stipend every month. Okay, it's more like a scholarship, but a scholarship that you have to work for. Okay. Now, so what happens is sometimes some of the international students are usually charged out of state tuition fees. They don't get charged like the same people who are local to that state. Okay, so sometimes a school might give you a graduate assistantship award, but it only covers in-state tuition. Which basically means you still have to pay another amount of money to cover the other part that is out of state. So now what we do is we now started working with lenders that offer unsecured international student loans, where now they top up the remaining amount of money. For example, if you have a student who gets a half graduate assistantship award, then the other money you use these lenders to top it up. Okay. And now that takes care of the tuition fees for these people who are coming through our program. Now, what we do now on the side, once these guys are in school and they're studying for their masters, we start training them on the side on the job skills. You see those skills training programs that I told you we run? We train these guys for free on those skills. We charge a lot of money for those who are in the US, but anybody who's coming through the Kenya Airlift program, we don't charge them anything. We train them for free because, you know, these are smart people who will later on will be able to get them jobs in the corporate world. And when we do that as a company, of course, we make money.
Of course.
So we've taken a long-term approach to solving these problems. Now, the good thing is, so once these guys graduate from school, we also now help them find jobs in the tech industry as consultants. And these jobs pay well. And also they give papers, immigration documents, just like the way I got mine. Okay, so that's really how we are trying to solve that problem through the Kenya Airlift program. Yes. A big problem that a lot of people out there, they don't really know until someone gets here. Yes.
I know the Airlift program is a competitive process. Are you able to break down for us the qualification process step by step?
we have a website for the program. It's called Kenya Airlift. The website address is www.kenyaairliftprogram.com.
Yeah.
So anybody who is interested in getting into the program, normally they go to the website, they download the program handbook from that website. That program handbook has details of how the program works, because there's schools that we partner with. Right now we have about 8 schools that we work with. It has list of all the schools, the programs that you want these guys to come and study. Okay. And also, basically everything about the program.
Yeah.
Now, once the student downloads that program handbook, it also has a link to a Telegram group of prospective students. It's a group. We have like thousands and thousands of people in that group. So we engage them from there, because also we realize that there's so many people out there who have so many questions about the program, and it's very hard for us. Even, for example, I get so many calls. If you call through my extension, you'll find probably you won't even be able to get hold of me, because I'm always on calls. So we decided to have this platform where now we can answer any questions that these people have about the program, because there's so many of them. There's a lot of people out there who think this is a scam. This is not. There's nothing that has been done like this before. So but what we want, which is normal.
Yeah, especially for Kenyans.
For Kenyans, we are used to being conned.
Yeah.
We are used to being conned, so we know that, right? We know that. We are genuine. Okay, we won awards. Actually, I just won an award just the other day. And
awesome! Congratulations!
Thank you. So we are genuine. So we engage them in that group, where now we answer any questions that they may have. Okay, because there's so many of them. Also, we post there like frequently asked questions where they can review them and now get to understand more about the program. Basically, what we try is to build that relationship with them before even they decide to join the program. Yeah. So that they know about what the program is all about, who Bob is. We share a lot of information there, because, when someone finds you on the internet, they don't know really much about you. So mostly what they do, they start Googling, they start finding you out, checking you out and all that. So that's what we give them, that time to figure things out, what the program is all about, who I am, who my partner is, and all other information about the program. Then now, once they are satisfied, they've done their own due diligence, then now they can join the program. So by joining the program, they send their documents for us to verify. We have like minimum requirements for that program. Before you join us, you must have scored at least a B in KCSE, mean grade, and a B in math. Because of the fact that, see, the students that we are bringing here, we are trying to bring brilliant students. It's not just for anybody out there, unfortunately. Okay, it's for brilliant ones, because you see, if you really want a school to give you a graduate assistantship award, or a lender to give you unsecured international student loan, you have to show that you're brilliant, you're smart.
Of course.
These lenders or these schools, they don't just go dishing out money just to anybody, because I get a lot of people. You know how many messages I get on social media, like on a daily basis? Oh, Bob, please help me get a scholarship. Oh, this and this and this. Someone who is telling you to help you get a scholarship, they scored very bad in high school or whatever. They don't. It's not possible. Like, mostly scholarships are usually merit based, or even these loans, unsecured loans. Because, like, for example, the case of the loans, these lenders, they base their, when they're doing the underwriting, they assume that you have, they look at someone who is more likely to get a job. For them to lend that money to that person. And someone who is more likely to get a job once they graduate from school is someone who actually did well, either for undergraduate, or they passed the GMAT exam or GRE exam, which is an entrance exam that you have to do if you are coming to do your master's. Okay? Or maybe they've been accepted to a very good school. They work with specific schools. These are usually like good state universities. And they don't just support any program. They support mostly STEM programs. STEM is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Because they know students who are doing those kind of programs are usually sharp students. And sharp students are more likely to get jobs. So these loans, as much as you really want a loan, you can't just get it just like that. You have to be sharp also. So if you have STEM skills, if you've done as like a STEM program in terms of degree, and and you have other skills that are related to STEM, Getting a job is easy.
Yeah.
That's what we've been talking about. You know, technology, IT is one of the STEM, skills to have.
Yeah.
So it's easy to get a job. So that's really what they focus on. So they can't just give you a loan just like that. And even these schools also, for them to give you a graduate assistantship award, you have to have done very, very well in the entrance exams like GMAT or GRE. Don't expect to get that if you don't have good score. So those are the kind of students that you want to deal with, because also see, Christine, we are offering a lot of value for this program, even through our training program. On the side that we offer. We offer them for free, and we are not charging these guys. So we can't just have students who are not really good enough to go through all that process of coming to the US and getting trained and all that. And then this is someone who won't even be able to do well in the IT industry, because also for you to do well in the IT industry, you have to be good. So as much as really people, I get a lot of people coming to us, reaching out and saying, hey, you know what, please help me, I'm needed. It's not possible.
I know.
Let me tell you this, even the US government itself, it doesn't want just anybody to come to the US. I try to explain people these things also, sometimes they don't understand.
I know.
You see a lot of people get denied visas back home. You know why? Because, see, the US government want serious students who will come here in the US. And even if they decide not to go back, at least they'll be valuable to the economy of the
building
US.
The economy, paying tax.
Okay. So they don't just want anybody. So if you go to the embassy, and maybe, for example, you are done an undergraduate, and then you're trying to go there and now you are telling the embassy visa officer that now I want to come for associate program. Why are you coming for associate when you already have a degree?
Exactly.
It means that you are not really a serious student. Maybe you are trying to use the student visa to come here. Which a lot of people do. Come here and then you don't go to school. Then you're going to end up not having the right documents to live here. And you won't be able to work in the corporate world, and and you won't be making good money. So I always tell people to go the right way. If you're smart, if you're out there and you really want to come to America and you're smart, real student, do it the right way. Okay, and I always encourage people actually come for masters. Don't go for undergraduate, because you're gonna get denied. The US government, they value master's students a lot. Because this country is built by immigrants, by the way. These are the guys who are doing all these innovations, like Elon Musk and all those guys. Okay, they want people like those, and that's why they give us all these visas. If you're skilled, if you're smart, if you have an advanced degree, they have this H-1B visas, they have employment-based green cards. They want to give to smart people who came here probably as international students. So if you show that you are serious, okay, if you have done your undergraduate, come for masters.
Exactly. Now, I would like to know about people who are already in the US, probably as international students, maybe they have come to do their masters. Do they have a place in your company?
So anybody who is out there and they're already here as, on F1 visa, we always welcome them. In fact, actually, you get a lot of those getting trained through our programs, and we do placement services for them. Because you see, what our programs are trying to do is bridge that gap that is there. Okay, that we talked about you now having to have a skill that Americans don't have. So if you come here as an international student, all you are showing is, for example, you came for an MBA, all you're showing is your MBA degree. A lot of Americans have an MBA degree. What else do you have on the table? What will make companies want to hire you and sponsor you? Because companies spend so much money, sponsoring you. What is it that you have? That's why you need some of our skills. So we accommodate them. But also, we don't just take anybody. Okay, for example, if you want papers through employment, you have to be in the same line as what you went to school for. For example, you can't be doing nursing as an F1 student. Okay, and then come to our company to do these IT training programs, and then expect to get a job in the tech industry and get sponsored in the tech industry. It's not going to work out. Because you have to be in the same line. as what you studied.
Yes.
A company won't file for you. If they file for you, it's gonna be rejected. They're gonna say, hey, you know what? Your degree doesn't match what you are trying to get as a job.
Yes.
Yeah. So we also very we don't just take anybody. So we have to check and make sure that even if you are coming to us for our training programs, you also have to have a degree that is tied to what we do. Maybe a business degree. Mostly, if it's not IT, anything business is good.
Okay.
Because remember, also I was able to get my papers in the IT industry as an IT consultant, even though I had a business degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you come to us and you had a biology, let's say for example, undergraduate. You're doing biology for your master's year or undergraduate. We can't take you even though you want to get into our training programs.
Yeah.
But yes, we do support them. In fact, actually, I'm very, very passionate about helping these guys because I came to the US as an international student, so I know there are troubles.
Yeah.
Yes, I know the problems that they are going through. And even what we are really trying to do as a company is that even with this Kenya Airlift program students that we are bringing here, we are trying to build a pipeline of smartest brains from Kenya, where now we have our own consulting firm that we are trying to build that we can be able to implement project ourselves.
Yeah.
Look, for example, maybe even in Canada or here in the US, there's so many big Indian consulting firms like Tata Consulting, TCS, right? Accenture, Infosys. You'll never find a company like that called those consulting firms like owned by Africans. Nothing.
Yeah.
We have nothing to show for. Even after being in this country and coming to study here. You understand?
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do actually is, because right now we are getting that pipeline of brilliant, you can imagine. Like our program, I always say like I'm surrounded by the best brains in Kenya.
Yes.
Yes, these are like the smartest brains.
I know.
Who want to come to the US. So what can we do? We can do a lot of things. We can implement complex problems for companies.
Yeah.
All these guys need to have is the skills, and we are providing those skills. You are training them.
Yeah.
We could be another Deloitte owned by an African, a Kenyan. Yes, that's what you are trying to do. In fact, actually, because we are having so much business coming through that Kenya Airlift program, we want to be absorbing these guys. Even we don't have to send them to another companies and they get jobs there. Through our own company, also we can start filing for them. And absorbing them within the company for them to help us grow. Because we have so much business coming in from the Kenya Airlift program, we need people to support us. We need smart brains to help us grow. So that's really how you're doing. In fact, actually, right now, we've employed a few students who are coming through that Kenya Airlift program.
Awesome.
Even before they get here, they have jobs with us, helping us out.
For those watching from Kenya, is there any other requirement apart from the academic, like English, that they need to meet?
What we look out for is mostly academic, and of course, your willingness to get into the tech industry. You don't just want, at the end of the day, we still want students who are very passionate about IT, very passionate about what you are trying to do here. So it's usually the academic, qualifications that you'll get you into our program. So if you have that, then you're in. Of course, then if you don't have that, then it's very hard for you to get into our Kenya Airlift program. So I get a lot of people saying, hey, Bob, you should open up the program to other Kenyans and all that. See, the problem is we can't just accommodate everybody. So there's something for somebody. So there might be other program out there for someone else. Maybe you want to come and do nursing. There's another program out there maybe for someone who want to do something else. But what we really focus on is for those who want to come and study master's level, not even PhD. Because our goal is not just about bringing you to come and study here. We want you to come and start working. Okay, because also we formed a circle within the program that gives these guys money for the relocation expenses. And this circle, once we've given you money, we also want you to return back the money as quickly as possible. And even also the lenders that you work with who are external lenders, they don't just lend to anybody. They actually lend to master's student, because for them to lend to you, you must be graduating in 2 years' time. If you're coming for a PhD, then PhD takes about 4 years. It's very hard for you to get funded through a loan. If you're coming for undergraduate, it takes 4 years. It's very hard for you to get funded. So we just focus on master's students. I know there's a lot of people out there who want to come here, maybe to do PhD, maybe to do undergraduate, but that program is just for master's students, and those are students seeking IT-related master's program.
Yeah. Bob, what is your parting shot?
My parting shot is this. If you really want to come to the US, especially as an international student, and you are serious, just try to do things the right way. Try to do things the right way. Get a school, get a program that you are interested in, get funded. Have some sort of funding. You can't just come here, because I get a lot of people back home who want, all they do is they just show some bank statement at the embassy. They claim someone is paying for their education and no one is really paying. They think they can come here and get a job while working as a student and be able to pay thousands and thousands of dollars. It's not possible. Don't be misguided. If you come here as a student, you're going to be making minimum wage. Okay. And most schools here, for example, for a master's program, it's going to cost you about $50,000 in 2 years' time.
Yes.
How are you going to make $50,000 and pay for your school fees? It's not possible.
It's not.
So you end up coming here and then dropping out of school. The moment you drop out of school, even if you're smart, you drop out of school, you are illegally here. Okay? And once you're illegally here, then you'll be able to work in corporate America, even if you have the brains. So think. Don't just come blindly just because someone tells you, okay, just come to the US. No. Make sure you know where you're going to get the funding. There's lenders out there. We've talked about these lenders. If you follow me, I share a lot of this information about studying here in the US, about the lenders and schools and all that. So there's lenders out there that gives money to brilliant students. So if you're brilliant, go get funded by these lenders. Ask about graduate assistantship awards, but don't just get a bank statement out of no one. I mean, from nowhere. Then someone is coming to pay for your school fees and no one is doing that, and then come here and think like some magic will happen and you'll be able to finish school. It's not going to happen. That's why you have so many people who don't have the right documents here in the US. You have to be talking about these things. You don't like talking about papers and everything because it's a very, very sensitive topic. But our people need to know. Our people need to know about this. Yes, because it's a problem. It's a big, big problem. We don't talk about it. Anybody who's back in Kenya, they have no idea about what we are talking about now, immigration papers, until they land here. Yeah, they land here, and that's when they start hearing, oh, you know what? You have to get your papers. For you to do this and this, you have to have your papers. It's going to be too late. If you come to school and you don't have anything, you're going to drop out of school, and that's it. You'll be out of status.
Yes, you are.
Yes, so that's my advice to anybody who is out there, a smart person. You want to come here, study, go do it the right way, you're going to get here. The US, they want those good ones. They have funding. Those good students, they like them. They know that even if they decide not to go back, like the way I did, I decided not to go back. I'm very valuable to the US economy. I'm creating jobs to the US government, to the US economy. So they want immigrants like us. Yes. So if you are like that, they want you here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bob. It was great having you in the show. It was such an honor hosting you in this show. And we look forward to many of our audiences are benefiting from your program. And to all my viewers out there, if you know someone who can benefit from this program, please do not hesitate to let them know. Also, please feel free to share this video, let it get out there to as many people as possible, so that one person that might benefit from this does not miss this opportunity. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're watching for the first time, please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you're notified when I post the next video. Please let us know what you think about this video. We really appreciate your feedback. Feel free to drop me a comment in the comment box. Until another time, God bless.
You've been watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, brought to you by Upstake America. Come back next time to hear more steps and missteps that I took on the path to becoming a successful immigrant in USA. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.